Well, I know that Mr. Carr came to my office on the 2nd of October, 1953. Investigation that the committee was making in the 1st Army area, which is the New York area. They had to make made up that with David Schein going into the Army, that he had a lot of information, a good deal of it in his head, that had to be made available, and that they must have availability to G. David Schein.
I believe Schein was then in the Army.
That is correct.
Mr. Secretary, you stated a while ago on a direct examination that you had
Senator McCarthy asking me for a commission for David Schein, for one thing, and also asking me to insist on it, or rather insisting on his being available for this committee work.
I was wondering if this meeting of November 6th was the date you had in mind with respect to your positive recollection of Senator McCarthy's intercession for Schein. Is that?
Not with respect to a commission.
I see. Now, perhaps I cut you off. Had you completed your testimony with respect to the conversation on the part of the senator on November 6th?
No.
With respect to Schein?
No. In respect to Schein,
Right.
I think I've stated it.
You've stated it.
Yes, sir.
Did anyone else on the committee discuss with you Schein on that date?
Senator McCarthy did most of it that day.
Do you recall Mr. Carr stating anything whatever that?
Of this committee, Senator McCarthy goes out and addresses the press, and he tells them exactly what he pleases. And that's where the stories are generated.
Mr. Chairman, a point of order. If the Secretary is going to discuss what I say after an executive meeting, I think the record should show that his man, Adams...
Senator McCarthy called, and this was the day after the luncheon in my office, and he asked me if everything had gone all right, and I said, yes, that it had, and I thanked him. He said, he went on then to discuss David Schein, and said that he did not want David Schein assigned back to this committee.
That is to his committee.
That's right. Well, as I had never had any intention of assigning David Schein back to this committee, once he was inducted into the Army, there was no problem in my mind in quickly agreeing that he would not be assigned back to the committee. Senator McCarthy gave some reasons as to why he felt that way, which added up to raising a question in my mind as to just how important Mr. Schein was to the committee.
Mr. Chairman, a point of order.
State the point of order.
Mr. Chairman, in view of the fact that with each of the members of the committee getting a certain time to cross-examine before I have a chance to examine the Secretary, I think in fairness the Secretary should be asked to give the reasons that I gave him, namely that it would be improper to assign a man to the committee. He has left the inference now that I have asked that Dave Schein not be assigned to the committee. May I finish my statement? He has left the impression now that I've asked that Dave not be assigned to... May I finish my statement, Mr. Jackson?
Senator, you will have your opportunity to cross-examine and ask those very questions, and I take the position that Senator McCarthy is now making statement of facts. To do all that on cross-examination, I can't, Mr. Chairman, in the nature of things, cover this entire story on direct examination, and if I fail in my duty to do so, I can remind Senator McCarthy that he has the opportunity to cross-examine at length, and I do not think that the interposition of his statement at this time is proper.
The counsel will proceed, and I'm sure he will develop the full facts, and if not,
Mr.
Senator
Chairman.
McCarthy will have complete opportunity to
Mr. Chairman.
ask the question.
Mr. Chairman, may I say, the reason I raised this point of this, you're legal under the laws to record a conversation without notifying the person on the other end. I personally would want the conversation, in this case, made a part of the record if it is a verbatim transcript.
I shall ask
But
you
if,
that
but
question.
if it is...
The chair is going to uphold your point of order. Before we vote on it, we should find out whether there is such a transcript. If that's your point of order, that question will be
May I
asked.
finish, Mr. Chairman? We've been using a lot of time here this morning, and I think I'm entitled to this, an important point. If, however, this is the recollection of some individual of what occurred months ago, if it merely consists of notes that he made and not a verbatim transcript, then I think it should not be made a part of the record. If it's a verbatim transcript, I would want it a part of the record, no matter how illegal the act in its inception was.
Mr. Chairman, I'm prepared to explore that subject now.
Chair will uphold the point of order. Apparently, we said it was monitored or monitored. The committee will come to order, please. I solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do, so help me God.
You may be seated. Mr. Jenkins.
Will you state your name in full, please, sir?
Investigation made a part of the record, and I will not consent to have put in isolated pieces, one letter out of 100. Let's make that perfectly clear this time.
Mr. Chairman, if I may answer,
Mr.
the
Welch.
Senator and I are now in perfect agreement. They will...